you last week?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well, Clarissa. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. You've been a busy bee.
Yeah, and we've been sick. The household's been sick as well.
Oh,
So
no, honey.
that cough that's going around.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had that yesterday. I don't know if last week too. I don't know if you heard the recording, but I was like, like all the way through it. It is not nice. It's a horrible weather, isn't it, Tina?
Yeah, it's so freezing.
Are you feeling better now?
Heaps better.
Yeah.
Heaps better.
Oh, good. Hi, Leah, Bob, Gladys. Hello, girls. So Leah and Bob and Gladys, how did you girls find yesterday with Leah?
It was awesome.
Wasn't it great?
Very fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bob, I'm so sorry, honey, that because I know that you applied, but we only had spots for 2, unfortunately. So I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I wish everybody.
Look at me. I'm changing.
You look gorgeous. Look at that.
I know, me too.
In the background, the painting is your color palette.
I know. It's one of the paintings that I've already done. So
I'm checking your
That's
color palette now.
awesome.
Oh, I love that. So you painted that yourself, did you?
yes, and this has been in my hanging in my wardrobe for about 2 years, but it was a dress.
Oh,
And it was just a little bit too short. Would have looked gorgeous on me as an 18-year-old. But I
Oh.
chopped it, and now I can wear it, and it's beautiful.
Oh, honey, and your earrings
It's
are
very
gorgeous
pretty.
too. That is so fun. And how are you, Leah?
Doing great.
Yeah,
I'm at a softball game,
perfect.
and it's just been a busy summer so far. But I had to stop myself after our call last night because I thought I've got to quit complaining about being busy and just do what I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just it's good. It's good to think about the interior design along with my own style as well,
Yeah.
because it is very integrated, and I can put things that I find beautiful around me, and then I can wear things. And so I really want to work on my office because I really do want it to be a beautiful space.
Yes.
So it was neat though, when I was finishing my mood board, I thought, if I just do a few tweaks in my office, I can get some of this in here. And so it started to all kind of click for me. I think I had too many things floating around in my head, even last night for the call, but it really helped for me to just kind of think, okay, I've pinned enough that I sort of know what I like, but now I've just got to kind of pull it together. The mood board really helped me with that. So
yeah. And you'll still continue to develop and tweak, and that's a good thing, right? And the other thing I want to encourage you girls to do is, if you can, once you feel like they're good enough, the mood boards, they're never going to be perfect, but they're good enough and you feel like it's really captured your essence, get them printed out and stick them up near your number one, stick one up in your wardrobe so that you've got that just as a little reminder about who you are and what you're trying to say. And then also next to your computer. So you've got reference for when you're working, okay? And I find that really helpful, like no matter what you're doing, like it just reminds you that this is actually the big why, like it's almost like the visual of your why. So do that, and visual things like that just help so much when you're being bombarded with words and thinking and strategizing and all of that sort of stuff. It's just, there's something about visuals that just gets right into your soul, like instantly. So use the power of what you've done. Yay! How's Evie? I can't see you, Evie. Are you okay, honey?
I am. I'm trying to get situated here.
Oh, you're beautiful. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
How did you go
So
yesterday, darling?
I loved it yesterday. It was so
Yeah?
great. Yes, that was a perfect bonus, really. Building onto what we learned in your class,
Yeah. Oh, yay, girls. Well, can you believe it's our last class? Now, I got really emotional last week, or over the past week, because I was getting your mood boards in. Like, I don't know if you girls can imagine this, but it's like we've done this whole 6-week journey, right? And then it just all, like, it's just this blossoming of, you know, beauty that you girls have started here and come so far. And I don't know, I had a few little moments over the last few days getting your mood boards, and just so beautiful, and your style statements. So I'm super excited to show you girls each other's right at the end. So I think I've got about 9 or 10 of them, and it's okay if you haven't got them to me. Like, I don't want that to feel, you to feel guilty or feel like that's another thing you haven't done. Like, that's not what this is about. It's just to encourage each other and to just celebrate each other's journey. Yeah, so let's get started. I'm going to get all my fluffing sorted out. You girls know how it goes. I always take a little while to get all my technology figured out. All right. No, that's not right. Let's try that again. Sorry, girlies. Okay. How's that looking? Can everybody see?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, now I just want to get our chat up and then we'll be good to go. All right. So, cleansing our closet week. I'm going to get rid of your beautiful faces. I will see you soon. I just would like more room for the chat. So I've got enough room on my screen. Alrighty, so cleansing our closets is one of those things that's really easy to keep putting off. And whether you want to admit it or not, it's usually because cleaning them out forces us to deal with some things we'd rather not deal with. So everything from body issues to buyer's remorse is a huge one. No one wants to be reminded of how much money they've spent on items they've never worn. And also, I think sometimes we just feel worried that we might get rid of something that we might need later. And you might also connect really important memories to some of these clothes. And the idea of purging them feels really kind of yucky because the reality is that it puts us in a position where we have to make some really tough choices. So if you have a lookie at these two closets here, when you look at the closet on the left, how does it make you feel? Just type a couple of words in the chat for how this closet on the left makes you feel when you look at it. I'm going to take my bangles off too because they're really noisy. That's one of the downsides of doing it this way, because my bangles keep they keep banging on the table. So we've got overwhelmed, yuck, anxious, overwhelmed, frustrated, confused. And then what about the one on the right? How does that make you feel? Just type in the chat. How does the closet on the right make you feel? Ah, relief. Free, inspired, free, enjoyment. I love that. Calm, controlled. So let me ask you this, honestly, how do you feel when you open your closet each morning? It may be one, it may be the other one, or it might be something in between, and there is no shame here because we've all been both, I will presume. I've definitely been both of these. So how do you girls feel right now when you open your closet? Continuous improvement, in between, not relieved, calm. Good girl. So we've still got room for improvement by the sounds of it. So one of the biggest reasons women find cleaning their closet so challenging is because they lack the confidence in truly knowing their unique personal style. They lack confidence in being able to express their beauty and their brand through their clothes, which means that their vision is lacking too. And then when there's a lack of vision, it becomes really hard to focus on asking all the right questions as you go through the process. And it's really hard not to get overwhelmed by it. So before we get stuck in this week, let's smash apart some of the more common challenges women have when it comes to editing their wardrobes. So the first one is they're pining for the past. So you used to be 22 pounds lighter, you used to be a professional roller skater or a tree climber or an astrophysicist. There are all these wonderful things, but they are completely irrelevant to your life right now. So you need to focus on creating a wardrobe that is filled with beautiful, high quality pieces that are practical and comfortable for who you are today, not who you were once upon a time, okay? So create a closet that feels good now and that makes sense to you now. And if you're secretly thinking about holding onto a piece from 22 pounds ago as inspiration to lose weight, please don't. It's exhausting, it's depressing, and it's time to move on. So lose the weight for sure. Like, I completely encourage whatever your health journey looks like. But don't reward yourself with something from, 10 years ago. Reward yourself with something new, with a beautiful new dress or a bubble bath or a trip to Thailand, like whatever it is. Just don't make that reward something that's in your closet right now. Then another one is that they're fixating on the future. So what if you lose that 22 pounds, or you decide you want to become a professional roller skater again, or a bodybuilder, or you decide to go, back to university? Again, save yourself from the mental limbo. I promise you'll feel so much better if you dress for the body you have right now. And if you lose the weight or any of that other stuff, I'm absolutely confident that you'll be able to let go of what you have now and buy yourself some fancy new piece, okay? So something else I'm asked a lot is, what if I need it one day? And I have to say that for me, I much prefer to believe in a life of abundance, right? We're all resourceful ladies. We'll be able to buy or borrow or create anything we really need. Organization expert Peter Walsh says, memory clutter holds you in the past. I might need it clutter holds you in the future. And the both of them rob you of the present. So let's stay present throughout this process. The other thing is that they're worried about sunken costs. Now, sunken costs are the sums of money we've already paid on pieces in our wardrobe that will never be recovered, which kind of feels like the worst thing ever. Mainly because we are far more motivated by the possibility of losing something than we are by the possibility of gaining something. And it hurts a fair bit for us to see how much money we've spent on clothes that we've never worn, which is why we try to avoid them as much as possible by forcing ourselves to use up whatever it is that we've paid for. So as we sit through like a 2-hour-long movie, even though it sucks and there's a million other things we'd rather do with our time, and we continue eating off our plate until it's empty, even if we're stuffed full, and we refuse to get rid of clothes we never wear because we paid good money for them, dang it, and we won't let our investment go wasted. But the problem is that the money's already been spent. So there's nothing left to waste but your time. There's nothing left to waste but your joy and your precious, precious closet space. And just because something isn't working for you doesn't mean it won't work for someone else. So find a new owner that will love it and then move the heck on. Now, another thing is about gifts. We feel so guilty when we're given gifts. So if someone gives you something, it means you have to keep it forever and ever, right? Oh my gosh, it does not. I actually think it's far more generous of you to pass your clothes on to people who will really love and appreciate them than it is to let them get all dusty and moth-ridden in the furthest, darkest part of your wardrobe. So keep everything that is beautiful to you and that you genuinely love, and then for everything else, just let it go. Now, you've had lots of reasons in the past to avoid a good, clean closet. But things are different now, right? You have a far more intimate understanding of the way you want to express your beauty and the message of your brand through the way you dress. You have a vision now. You have clarity, which means you are more ready than ever to get the job done. So now you're going to take the style profile you created and use it as a way to transform your closet into the loveliest space imaginable. So here's what you're going to need. So you'll need this week's workbook because you know that I much prefer real paper over the digital, and it just helps you stay so much more focused and inspired and creative through this process. You'll need a pen, obviously, 6 large bags. So these will be to carry the garments that need to be either treasured, altered, repaired, given, or sold, which I'll go through soon. You'll need scissors to cut up your labels that I want you to stick on the bags, and then tape for you to stick your labels on, onto each one of your bags, depending on where you're going to put those garments. I also want you just to have a cleaning rag and an all-purpose cleaner, because closets can get really dusty, especially when you're removing everything. So make the most of the opportunity and give them a beautiful clean. It'll make you feel so much better. And then a full-length mirror is non-negotiable. All right, your phone, because I want you to take some before and after pictures of your closet, and then some good music, some snacks, and some stamina, which will help you make your closet cleanse fun and are just so helpful for cracking the whip and setting the mood and for achieving your style goals and your cleaning goals. So you'll find this list of things on page 1 of this week's workbook. So that's all there, so you can just tick them off as you collect them. And then I want you to take a before photo of your entire closet. So do it from multiple angles. Sometimes it can be a little bit awkward, but I just want you to have a record of this because it's just kind of fun and rewarding when you see how much your wardrobe will transform in just a day or two. So not only in the cleanliness and the organization of your wardrobe, but also you'll start to see your personal style reflected in the clothes that you see hanging up. So that's really fun too. Then I want you to label each one of your bags. So cut up your labels, which I've given you on the worksheet, and then stick them on each one of your bags just with some tape. So there'll be a treasure label, an alter label, a repair label, a donate label, a friend label, and a sell label. Now you may not use all of these, and that's completely okay, but I'm just gonna run through those now. So you'll find your labels on page 2. This is them here. Hello, Ula. Is that
Hello.
Ula? Hello, Doug.
Yes, it is.
I'm so happy to have you here.
Oh, awesome. I'm driving, so I'm going to mute myself.
Yeah, you mute yourself. Alrighty, gorgeous.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so your labels are here, so I just want you to chop them and tape them on each one of your bags. And then I want you just to take a deep breath and prepare to go through everything in your closet. Every single thing. So give yourself at least a full afternoon, probably 2 and sometimes 3, depending on the size and the chaos of your wardrobe. Again, no judgment. And there'll be likely just lots of bits and pieces and reminiscing involved in that. Some of it will be great, some of it will be not so great. So just, I don't want you to feel like you have to rush through it. Just do it systematically and just keep it regular until it's done. Now, too much stuff is the enemy of a beautifully organized space. I always know it's time for me to do a bit of a cleanse when I catch myself trying to shove hangers in between each other and then accidentally breaking a couple in the process. Or when I notice that one of my dresses doesn't even need a hanger to keep it from falling to the floor. I bet you girls know what I'm talking about. You have too many clothes for your space, so you can't even see what you've got. And I know it can be really hard to let go, but believe me, downsizing will make a difference. So get rid of as much clutter as you possibly can so that you can see exactly what you're working with. If you can't see it, you won't wear it. This is probably one of the most important things out of this whole week. So If you cannot see it, you'll forget about it and you will not wear it. So how many times have you said to yourself, I have nothing to wear, as you stand in front of an overstuffed closet or a set of drawers you can barely close? But then the thought of having to hunt for something to wear is just too darn exhausting to think about. And that's when we start just getting into a style rut, because it's all too overwhelming. As you start putting all the clothes you've decided to keep back into your wardrobe, one of the most important things I want you to keep in mind is if you cannot see it, you won't wear it. There has to be enough room in your closet for your clothes to breathe, okay? If your clothes aren't breathing, then you're not breathing, all right? So just give them space, give them air. So now I'm going to do a little step-by-step process for cleaning your closet. So the first thing I want you to do is visualize your ideal space. So before you get started, I want you to try visualizing your space first. Imagine how you'd like your closet to look, feel, and function. Once you have a clear picture of how you want it to look, it's so much easier to let go of the things that don't contribute to that vision. So you know I'm very much about visuals, girls, all right? So just use it. Like, use that in your imagination. Like, what do you want it to look like? And then you can work towards that. Then I want you to pull everything out. So I want you to pull every single piece out of your wardrobe until it's completely empty. Put it all on a clear zone, okay? So create a clear zone. You know, hopefully that's in your bedroom, either on your bed or on the floor or wherever there's a flat surface. So anywhere in the room where there's plenty of space and a flat surface. Taking your clothes out of their normal context will help you see them with fresh eyes. Then I want you to group your garments. I want you to go through one garment at a time, or one group of garments at a time, sorry. Start with your daily basics, which are all the bits and pieces in your closet, like your socks and your tights and your hose, your bras and undies, loungewear, sleepwear, and workout clothes. So do those first. And if you want to, if you don't want to pull everything out at the start, like just start with pulling out your daily basics first and then organize them and then put them back in. Then you can go through your primary wardrobe, which are the pieces you wear every day, like your tops, bottoms, and dresses. So start with your blouses and tops, then sweaters, and then your pants, jeans, and shorts, and then finally dresses and skirts. So again, if you prefer not to pull everything out at the start, the next step would then be just to pull out your whole primary wardrobe and then organize that and then put it back in. And then you need to go through your coats, formal gowns, and seasonal stuff, and then finally your jewelry and accessories. So the list of each grouping is in order on your worksheet on page 3. So tick each one off as you go. Go through one group of garments at a time. It makes it quick and easy for you to see the volume of what you have in that group. And then edit a little more ruthlessly if you're seeing too much of the same thing. So if you're seeing like 10 white t-shirts and 15 grey t-shirts, like, you know you can start culling that a little bit stronger than if you've only got, say, 1 or 2 pairs of jeans or whatever it is. So if you realize you have 6 of a particular type of piece you really only need 2 or 3 of, then choose your favorites and get rid of the rest. This is also a great opportunity for you to see where the gaps might be in your wardrobe, which is where page 4 of your worksheet comes in. So when you notice any gaps, I want you to make a note of them on this worksheet. I also want you to make a note of any closet organization bits and pieces that you might like to buy to help you keep your closet beautiful and organized. So anything from drawer organizers or bins or baskets or boxes or labels, anything that's going to help you feel, beautifully in control of this space where it's organized and you know where everything is. Just jot a list of things down in that bottom section of your worksheet. As you go through your entire wardrobe, piece by piece, group by group, you'll get a crazy clear understanding of your closet as a whole. And then on page 5 of your workbook, you'll be able to figure out your priorities. You'll be able to make a list of all the pieces that are missing from your closet and organize them in high, medium, and low priority. It'll be like a little wish list to help you make smart shopping choices from here on in. And then I want you to give it a clean. Closets and dressers and shelves and drawers get really dusty, so make the most of this opportunity and give them a good clean before you start filling them again. Try every single piece on. I want you to be able to make a really good decision about what you're going to do with every single piece, except for your socks and undies. You don't have to try those on. But for everything else, just think about other pieces you might have that will look good with the piece that you're trying on. So imagine the different ways you could make it work. Could it be altered, like Barb just said? She just, chopped off a dress that was too short that she wore when she was 16, and she's turned it into this gorgeous top. So that is exactly what I want you to do. Would it be more versatile as a skirt, as a dress? Would it be more flattering without pockets? As a sleeveless shirt, tied up, rolled up, belted, all the things that you learned in your faux shopping week, I want you to apply them to your clothes now, okay? So all those things that you've been working on, pretend you're in the shops, but you're not, you're in your closet, and do exactly the same thing. So going through every single piece of clothing like this will give you a million ideas for updating your look with what's already in your wardrobe. And that's what I want you to do before you hit the shops. All right, I want you to have a really clear picture of what you've got going on here. I want you to try and stretch yourself so that what you have in your closet now, that you can utilize as much of that as you possibly can. Now, in The Style Strategy by Nina Garcia, she says, by reacquainting yourself with your wardrobe, really studying it and using your imagination, you will be amazed at how many more outfits you have than you thought. By analyzing garments and picturing how they would look with different pockets, accessories, or trim, you're learning to be your own designer, and you're learning to appreciate good design. You will be personally, not just financially, invested in your clothes. You're training yourself to pay attention to how things are constructed, what they're made of, which makes you such a smarter shopper. Like, it really, really does. All right. So once you've done this, you will be so much more prepared to actually shop and spend your money well and wisely. And this training carries over into other aspects of your life too. It's an excellent way to exercise your critical thinking and creativity. Who said fashion is frivolous? Try things on. Attempt to look at each item in a new way. See if you can identify how pieces could be improved or worn differently. You will develop a better understanding of what looks good on you, what you like, and how you want to present yourself. In other words, you will begin to understand your personal style, which you girls are far, far along the journey in that now. And once you understand that, you will project it to the world with new confidence. If you love a piece you've tried on, if it complements your personal style, fits you like a glove, makes you feel confident, comfortable, and beautiful, and you can already think of several ways to wear it, then it's definitely a keeper. So yay you, pop it back in your closet. Which is awesome. But if that's not quite the case, then here are a few things I want you to do. So the first thing you can do is trial it. If you're really not sure about an item, you could trial it by putting it back in your closet just for now. The thing is, if your wardrobe needs a pretty major revamp, then you might be tempted to get rid of the majority of your clothes because they don't work with your newly discovered style. But I do not want you to do this. I do not want you to do this. If you get rid of too many pieces now, you'll be left with a whopping great gap in your closet that you'll want to fill yesterday. And I don't want this to tempt you into buying a heap of new clothes quickly before you've had the time to really plan and think through what you really want to purchase so that you can do it wisely. This will just put you back at square one again. So if this is the case, If you're noticing that the majority of your wardrobe is nothing like the personal style you've just discovered and developed, then just for now, keep some of the pieces you only feel so-so about. If you hate it, get rid of it. If you feel meh, just keep it. As long as you still wear it regularly. If you never wear it, then I'm happy for you to get rid of it. But if you wear it at least once every couple of weeks, then just keep it in the trial it section for now. You can always replace these go-to pieces later on. But for now, while your wardrobe is still needing lots of work, I'd rather you strategically spend your money on key pieces that'll have a far bigger impact. Now, to be able to do this, I have a little turnaround tip. So the way to do that is with your trial pieces, I want you to hang them back at the back of your wardrobe with the hanger hooks facing out instead of in. So when you wear it, hang it back up facing like normal, facing in, and then you'll know you actually wore it. So if you notice it's been sitting in the back of your wardrobe with a backwards facing hanger after a few weeks, so if the hanger's facing out instead of in, then, and that's been going on for a few weeks and you haven't been wearing it, then it's probably time to let it go. Okay, do you guys understand that? Did I make that clear? Can you just pop yes or no? I don't know if I'm making sense. Yes? Okay, so you just flip the hanger in the opposite direction. All right, so in a nice, clean, organized wardrobe, you will always have your hangers facing in. Always, always. I'm like so fussy about that. All right, but if there's, you know, a few garments where you're not sure about, just have them facing the opposite way. Okay, and if they sit like that for a few weeks, get rid of them. Thank you, girls. Now, the next thing you could do is treasure it, because the idea of purging pieces that have precious memories attached to them can be really damn hard. So things like your graduation dress, the shoes you wore on your wedding day, or the beaded bag, you know, you bought on that once in a lifetime trip to India. So pieces that you don't wear, but that remind you of a special, happy time can be impossible to part with. And the good news is you don't have to. But I do want you to make sure you treat those pieces for what they are, which is treasured pieces that deserve a place somewhere in your home, but not in your closet. So put them in your treasure bag for now, and then I want you to find a good permanent spot for them once you've finished your closet cleanse. So a few ideas, maybe you could put them in a box in the garage that says clothes that Clarissa has an emotional attachment to. I totally have that box in my garage. But another thing you can do is actually use them, which I do a lot. I use them as decorating pieces. So I have them like in my home, kind of to decorate my home. And I kind of feel like clothes just add this whole different, you know, interesting, just lovely soft element with their fabric into your interior. So that's another thing you can do too. Even like with my daughter's, like her first little shoes that she has, like I have them on one of my shelves with, you know, some other cute things around it. So that's like, be creative with the pieces that you treasure, because they are precious, which means that they're contributing, you know, to just that feeling of beauty and happiness and joy when you see them displayed in your home. So that's another lovely thing to do too. Now, the other thing is you could alter it. So one of the most common complaints I hear from women is that their clothes don't fit. Pants are too long, sleeves are too short, too tight, jackets are too boxy, dresses are too baggy, all right? And some of you will struggle more with this stuff than others, depending on your body shape and if you know, fit into that standard size, which most of us don't. But when I tell them to shush and have their stuff altered already, they act like that is the most shocking idea imaginable, as if alterations were only available to incredibly rich people or people with ladies' maids. That is not the case. It's amazing what can be done with a needle and thread and a person who knows what they're doing. Tailors can drastically improve the fit and silhouette of a garment without costing you a fortune. And they're a great... tailors are great at telling you which of your favorite pieces are worth altering and which pieces aren't. And they'll know exactly how to fix a garment for you so that it looks and feels fantastic. So ask for recommendations. And one of my priorities would be to have, you know, some of your more favorite garments altered first before you start buying new pieces. Okay? And then you could repair it. So depending on your sewing skills here, if you're not able to repair your own clothes, then you can take that to a tailor and they can do that. But if you're a little bit handy with a sewing kit, then it's a good idea just to keep a little sewing kit in your closet so that you can take care of basic repairs yourself. Like fixing little undone seams or replacing buttons or whatever it is, just those little bits and pieces. So I don't take these sorts of things to a tailor. I do all of this myself, and I've just got a little kit that sits in one of my top drawers that's just there, an easy access for me. So, you know, I don't end up just keeping it in the back of my wardrobe, knowing that I can't wear it, you know, and never getting to it. So just, you know, even just make a commitment to yourself that you'll just spend an afternoon just repairing some of these bits and pieces so that you can make these clothes wearable again. But there is a fine line between, you know, repairing a garment to make it shine and beating a dead horse, okay? So be objective when getting crafty and summoning your inner seamstress. If it just doesn't seem like it's worth the effort, then it probably isn't. Another thing I hate to bring up, which I must, is that one tragic garment, or some of you might have 2 or 3. I know I do. Honestly, I'm just being real about it. But there's just those tragic garments that we probably all have in our closet. The one that we're desperate to save, the one we used to love so much and wear all the time, which is now kind of diseased and falling apart with underarm stains. It is not pretty. These items are not fixable. I'm preaching to myself as much as I'm preaching to you girls right now. Okay, so don't think about it. Just let it go. Spend your time prolonging the lives of garments that you can actually save. And then the next thing you can do is donate. So any item that doesn't reflect your personal style or does zero for your confidence level does not deserve a precious place in your wardrobe. But if these clothes are still in good condition, then there's no reason to let them become landfill. So donate them to a charity shop. Be sure to give yourself a deadline to do this. Otherwise, they'll just clutter up your space and become this nagging chore for months on end. So just do it. Get rid of them. Do it quickly. All right. Now, if you spend a lot of money, if you've spent a lot of money on these pieces, most of the time, I still think you should give them, rather than trying to recover a small portion of the cost by selling or consigning. I just think that the time and energy that it'll take trying to sell them as additional costs, just ask, is it really worth your time? Or would it feel better to just pass them on to a friend who'll be thrilled to have them and free yourself up for another item on your to-do list in the process, all right? Now, the other thing is that you could give them to a friend. Be generous with your clothes, girls. I actually never sell any of my clothes, and I rarely donate them, because one of my biggest joys in life is giving my clothes to my friends. And honestly, it's one of their biggest joys in life too. It's like giving presents on Christmas morning. Like, I love it so much. My girlfriends get so excited when I've got a bag of clothes for you. It's just fun and it's beautiful. And so just have a generous heart with your clothes, you know. And if you don't have friends that, you know, where it doesn't work with their style or it's not the right size or whatever, just pass them on to charity. Now, the last thing that you could do is to sell it. So if you do decide it's worth your time to sell some of your clothes, put a limit on how long you are willing to spend doing it. And if you haven't sold them within the month, please just let them go. Give them to charity or your best friend, okay? Because it just takes so long. Like, I actually feel like most of the time it's not worth it. But you could even just create a rule for yourself in your own mind before you start this process, that if a garment is worth more than $100 and it's still in good condition, then I'm going to sell it. Or if a garment's worth over, you know, $200 or whatever it is, just create a rule in your own mind that would make it worth for you to sell. So you make that decision before you start doing this process, just so you don't have to make that decision in an emotional state. All right. Otherwise, I would say just don't worry about it. I'm not big on selling. I just think it's such a time drainer, and you can be so generous, you know, with your friends and whatever. So anyway, that's just my thought. Totally up to you girls. Now, if you find yourself going in circles, trying to make decisions about what stays in your closet and what goes, it might be because you're asking yourself the wrong questions. Like, will I want to wear this one day? Or could this be useful? Or what if I need this? Asking questions like these will leave you completely paralyzed. So I want you to try asking these questions instead, which are on your worksheet, page 6. So does this piece reflect my unique personal style and style profile, which you'll have up in your closet, so you'll have that reference while you're doing this process? Does this piece support the vision I have for my closet, which is what you did at the start, okay? You envisioned how you want your closet to look. Does it fit my body shape right now? Okay, so no holding on to pieces that were 5 sizes smaller. Just get rid of it, all right? Would I buy this for full price today? I don't want you keeping pieces because they're a bargain. I don't care if they're a bargain. If you don't love them, regardless of whether they're a bargain or not, get rid of them. It is irrelevant, okay? Would this piece impact my day-to-day life if it didn't exist in my wardrobe anymore? And is this item really worth the real estate it's taking up in my closet? So our closets are precious, precious real estate. Think of them that way. All right. Does it spark joy, as Marie Kondo would ask? So Marie Kondo is wildly popular, and one of her techniques is to hold the piece in your hand, ask yourself the question, does this spark joy? Okay. Does this piece of clothing make me happy? And then another question that I really like is, does this piece energize me or drain me? Like, I just think of this, you know, when I was doing some one-on-one work with Ulla, and we were working through her like workout clothes, and her workout clothes drained her, you know, like, although they were ticking all the rules, you know, as far as dressing her shape and having dark on the bottom and then more colorful on the top and all those things, like, they drained her because she didn't feel energetic or lovely or beautiful, you know. And you can still have that feeling even when you're in your workout clothes. So Ulla went out and she bought, I'm pretty sure she bought, I know she definitely went shopping. Ulla, did you end up buying a few new pairs of yoga pants with bright colors and pretty?
I did.
Yes?
I did, and I'm very excited about them.
And how did that make you feel? Like, has that not changed the way you feel? Like, that energizes?
Oh my goodness, completely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Completely. Like, they're fun, and I just feel like myself.
Yes. Yes. And that's exactly how I want you girls to feel with everything. Okay. And that doesn't mean that you can't have clothes that are comfortable, you know, like your loungewear and things like that. Like, we all want that to, you know, watch a movie and eat popcorn with our kids. Like, we all need those clothes too. But you can still have those types of clothes that energize you and make you feel lovely and not like drained and daggy. All right. So that's a great question to ask. Now, once you've made the decision about what to do with each item of clothing in your closet, next you need to decide how you're going to organize them from this point forward, because the way you organize your clothes has a humongous effort on the way you feel and dress each day. Now, I'm not insinuating that you need to go hire an interior designer or a professional organizer or build an entirely new wing off your bedroom, although that would be flippin' fabulous, wouldn't it? But no matter what type of closet you have, you can turn it into a beautiful space that inspires you and uplifts you and just delights the living heck out of you. And by investing some time into getting it organized, you'll be able to ditch all the chaos and confusion and create a beautiful space which will give you so much more freedom to be creative with your clothes while continuing to develop and tweak your style. So rework your wardrobe. Once you've gone through the editing process, tried everything on and made a decision about its fate, it's time to work out where and how you would like to store your clothes once they make it back into your wardrobe. And in the process of doing that, I want you to start thinking about how often you use your clothes so that your everyday pieces are as visible and easy to access as possible. So be thoughtful and intentional about how you set up your space. Don't rush through this. Big rule, this is the second most important thing. Hang up as much as you possibly can. This is one of my biggest secret organizational weapons when it comes to my wardrobe. It's to hang up everything, or at least hang up as much as I possibly can. It's a simple yet magnificent way to keep everything close at hand, right where I can see it for easy access, yet it still makes really good use of my limited wardrobe space. So girls, honestly, I hang my clothes, I hang my bras, I hang my jewelry, I hang my belts, my scarves, most of my accessories, okay? And I want you to try and do the same. Because like I said before, if you can't see your clothes clearly, then you're not going to wear them. You will forget about them. Okay, and they're kind of hiding your creative options, and we want them out for you so you can see them, so that you've got lots of creative options each morning. So yes, so this is my very, very important little piece of advice to you this week. Okay, I want you to make the most of every single little inch of available vertical space. And then with your shelves, if you don't have enough hanging space, then start stacking your shelves. So sweaters and jeans are probably the first best thing to keep folded on your shelves. So you can separate your sweaters by type, putting the heaviest, bulkiest sweaters down the bottom and then the lightest sweaters up the top. When it comes to your jeans, you want to be able to see which ones are which so that you can pull a pair out with the entire stack, without the entire stack falling over. Again, separate them by type, and then create a color gradated pile starting from the darkest at the bottom to the lightest on top. Be sure you keep your stacks at around 8 to 10 inches just so they don't topple over. Okay, so you can experiment with that, but we don't want the whole thing falling over every time you dip in to grab something. And then drawers. Drawers can become a bit of an afterthought when it comes to organizing your wardrobe. I think we're so used to just tossing our bras and undies and whatever else in there to keep them out of sight. So try putting some thought and care into them. Use drawer dividers when you can, especially for socks, bras, undies. Like, make sure they're all separated and all nice and flat, and just that you feel controlled and organized in the drawers, okay? I don't want you just shoving everything in so that it becomes this big tangled mess, okay? Because that feels just yuck. Alrighty, oh my gosh, I'm just seeing my big face on the screen there. It's much bigger than when I did this. Alrighty, push through. Okay, so now it's time to get organized. Now you can start by putting all your daily basics away, like your socks, your tights, your hose, your bras and undies, loungewear, sleepwear, and workout clothes. Then you can put away your primary wardrobe, which are the pieces you wear every day, like your blouses and tops, then sweaters, and then pants, jeans, and shorts, and finally dresses and skirts. Then you need to go through your coats, formal gowns, seasonal stuff, okay? So you know, things for the snow or whatever season that you're in, swimming cozies. Yeah, make sure everything you hang is turned in the right way and is facing the same direction, unless you're doing the try-it thing, which I talked to you about before. Now, some hangers do have a front, okay? Some don't, but some have a front, and if they have a front, please make sure they're all facing the right way, okay? Because that just makes your space so much lovelier and so much more space efficient. And if you hardly wear any of these clothing groups, you might want to keep them in the far back of your closet. So if they're part of your everyday life, make sure their arms reach front and center, otherwise just put them towards the back. Then I want you to organize them in length. So make sure you keep similar items in your closet together. Then you can subdivide each garment type by sleeve or hem length. So for example, I like to organize my tops like this. So on the left-hand side of the rail, I have my long sleeve tops. Then I have my 3/4 sleeve tops, then my short sleeve tops, and then finally my shoestring strap tops on the right. So the tops with the longer sleeves go on the left, and then the tops with no sleeves, like working up to no sleeves, go on the right. And then out of those sections, I want you to paint a rainbow. I want you to color coordinate. So go through each garment group and organize it by color. So not only does that make the inside of your closet look really pretty, it also really helps when it comes to quickly finding what you're looking for. So it means you can just dip into the black section when you need a black top, or you can dip into the green section or when you need something with a bit more color. Okay, so depending obviously on what your color palette is, just start from the darkest color, which is most likely black, to the lightest color, which is white. And then just pretend there's a rainbow in between. So just make them all flow from one to the next, okay? Then when you put something back into your closet, just take an extra second or two to make sure it's in the right place. It makes it so much easier to find what you're looking for, to grab things quickly, know exactly where everything goes. Now, doing the closet cleanse is more of an emotional exercise than it is a physical one. So creating a sense of order creates inner calm. If you feel lighter and more inspired and creative and controlled, you'll just get so much more out of it. And a beautifully organized closet leads into a beautiful morning, and a beautiful morning leads into a beautiful day, and then lots of beautiful days leads into a beautiful life, and that is the butterfly effect, and it begins with your wardrobe. So give yourself the advantage and transform your wardrobe space into your own personal sanctuary. Make getting dressed an experience that you can look forward to each morning. And then I want you to snap a picture. So you've edited and organized your closet like a star. So take a few photos of your beautiful work. We love a before and after shot, don't we? And then putting in the work to cleanse your closet gives you a detailed picture of what you already own, which actually helps dampen the urge to shop quickly, carelessly, and frivolously. That is such a hard word to say. It's so much easier to say in my head than it is to say out loud, which is exactly what I don't want you to do, which is the whole point of this program. We are stopping that, okay? The quick, careless shopping. Because once you realize how many different options you already have, you'll be able to use all the shopping energy far more productively. And when you get the urge to go spend all your money on clothes, put on some lippy, do your hair, and then go into your wardrobe and try some of your clothes on in the mirror. Combine your garments in a completely new way. Play dress up. Don't think about where you'll wear the outfits. Just have fun, honestly. Like, you'll discover that your wardrobe is so much more versatile than you expected, and it will feel like shopping, but without having to leave the house or spend a cent. So do that first. Once your wardrobe is looking lovely, be sure to maintain it with mini seasonal cleansers. So, because here's the thing, not even the most carefully curated wardrobe will ever be 100% complete, because your life isn't static. And I know I've spoken to you girls about this over and over again. Your life isn't static, and neither is your personal style. So even if you love every single piece in your wardrobe now, chances are that in 6 months' time, you'll want to express a slightly different facet of your style or your personality, or fall in love with new styles that are coming out, or new trends, which you'll want to start peppering through your wardrobe too. Or maybe your business will explode, or you'll move to New York, or you'll take up ballroom dancing. You know, all these big changes in our life do affect our closets. For me, like, we're about to move from Sydney up to the Sunshine Coast, which is about a 14-hour drive. And the change in season, I know, and I haven't, like, obviously we haven't done it yet, so I know that's going to have a huge impact on my wardrobe, okay, because it's tropical up there, we're right on the beach. So when changes like that happen, like, your style will change you know, with those events that happen in your life. And the best closets are the ones that can grow and evolve alongside you, your style and your life, which is why your wardrobe needs to be regularly updated throughout the year. I prefer to do it at the beginning of each season because you'll find that a whole heap of new things will come into the stores, and you'll get really curious about all that stuff, and then you'll start buying things. But again, if you haven't done your closet cleanse, you've kind of forgotten what's actually in your wardrobe. So try to do it at the beginning of each season before you get really excited by all the new things coming into the shops. Just so, again, that you're shopping really systematically, that you're in control with your shopping, that it's very, thought through and deliberate, okay? So you're not in this shopping frenzy. We don't do shopping frenzies because that's when we make mistakes and buy silly things, all right? Now, another quote, you girls know I love quotes, so here it is. Always remember to look at your wardrobe objectively from time to time, at least once a season. It's so easy to fall into the habit of wearing the same blouse with the same skirts, belts, and shoes. Who has time to continually rework their outfits once she's found a combo that makes sense and is remarkably flattering? If you're not made of money, you need to find the time. Even if you are made of money, you need to find the time. Doing so can be the difference between unnecessary spending on a dress you'll only wear once and saving money for the must-have dress you'll enjoy for years to come. In fact, by mixing it up a bit, you may discover that you already own that must-have dress, and what you really needed was to buy a perfect pair of boots to take it from dream to drab. From drab to dream. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that is such a great point, I think. You know, like you could buy something and you may only wear it once, but if you had have put just a little bit more time on it, you may have realized that it wasn't actually the dress that you needed. You already had the dress. You just needed an awesome pair of boots to go with it that just completely elevates it and makes it the incredible outfit that you were wanting in the first place. All right, the other thing you can do is store it. Now, the other great thing about this is to put a portion of your clothes in an off-season storage. So this is optional, of course, like it's definitely dependent on the size of your closet space. But if it's all a bit tight in there, I would encourage you to store your off-season clothes in a different location in your house. I personally love having as much closet space as I can for the clothes that I'm using right now. So I store all my off-season clothes in my son's wardrobe because obviously he doesn't have the same need and appreciation for it that I do. But some of my clients like to keep boxes under their bed. So they might have a box or two under their bed for off-season pieces. So in summer, they'll pop in their chunky knit sweaters, their jackets and scarves. And then in winter, they'll swap it over for their strappy tops or flowy dresses, sarongs, swimming cozies. Okay, so same goes with your formal wear and fancy party pieces. Just store them. They don't need to be in your closet. Or you might be able to put a closet in another room or in one of your kids' rooms. You can steal some of their closet space. That way, when you open your closet in the morning, you'll only see the things that you'll be able to wear today, which makes it so much lovelier and less cluttered. Now, cleansing your closet might make you feel like you're eliminating your options at first, but what you're really doing is setting yourself up to have a great style day every single day. If you only keep the best in your closet, then you'll only ever look your best. And personally, I'd much prefer to have fewer amazing pieces that I absolutely love over a wardrobe stuffed with rather ordinary, low-quality impulse buys. And don't forget to give your wardrobe plenty of breathing space. It'll boost your creativity. And then for every new purpose, try to let something go to maintain the balance. I want you to make sure that you can always see what you own so that you can make clear decisions about what you want to wear each day. And then you can start dressing your dressing area. Now that we've spent some time talking about how you can cleanse all the clothes in your closet, we can talk about ways that you can refresh your actual wardrobe. So I want you to try and keep it light and bright. Closets often feel like little dark cubby houses, but not in a fun way. So do whatever you can to lighten and brighten up, so you can actually, not only can you see what's there, but it actually feels lighter and lovelier. Okay, so slap on a fresh coat of bright white paint on the inside. Get rid of those dark, you know, drab colors, and add some extra lighting to help your clothes stand out. If you don't have any overhead lighting, you can even just try popping up a few battery-powered stick-on LED lights just to bring your space to life. Okay, it's super easy, but it makes the world of difference. And then your mirror, I'm going to harp on about this one more time. A full-length mirror is non-negotiable, and it has to be near your wardrobe, okay? The one in the bathroom doesn't count. The one in your daughter's bedroom doesn't count. It needs to be near your wardrobe. It doesn't need to be expensive. You could just lean it up against a door, or you could stick one to the inside of your closet door too. Like, they're really easy to get, but it's essential, okay? And then hangers. There is honestly nothing better than having a closet filled with identical hangers. Girls, tell me in the comments who has identical hangers in their closet and who doesn't. Again, this is not judgment, girls. Evie, identical, good girl. Who doesn't have identical hangers? Oh, you all do. I'm surprised. Well, that is awesome. And for anybody that doesn't, I love you. I'm not judging you, okay? But I want you to work towards getting identical hangers, okay? They just let you see all your clothes without the distraction of inconsistency and chaos. I am loving the slimline flocked velvet hangers. Does anybody have those? Can you say yes? Do you know those slim flocked velvet hangers? Anybody have those? No. Okay. So I bought a packet of these a couple of months ago, and they are beautiful. They are amazing at maximizing. Oh, Ulla has them. I'm not surprised, Miss Hollywood makeup artist. So Ulla has them. So this is like my next thing that I'm going to start purchasing once we're in our new house, is I'm going to completely replace all my hangers with these beautiful velvet hangers. They're just great at maximizing your rail space because they're really thin, and they're far more durable than the usual like plastic or wire hangers. But because they're velvet, like, your clothes just sit on them and they don't fall off, and they don't create all those ugly shapes like in the shoulders of your blouses or your sweaters. Like, they're just lovely. The other great thing is that because the clothes stick to the hangers, it stops that annoying pull of clothes that somehow always ends up on your closet floor, which happens to me like all the time. And some of them have this little hook on one side so that you can cascade hangers and garments down one after the other. I don't know if that makes sense, but Google it, girls. Like, just Google flocked velvet hangers. Anyway, you can cascade them down, which for those with really small wardrobes, like, it just uses that space at the bottom, like at the bottom of of your closet where there's like all empty, like, air space. So as I said, that's my little thing that I'm going to be doing once I've moved into my new home. So if you girls feel like that's something you'd like to do, I'd have a look at those too, because they're really, really lovely. Alrighty. This is my favorite bit I've been hanging out for all week. So this is style profile. So the other thing, and I know I mentioned this, but I want you to put up both parts of your style profile somewhere in your closet so that you can see it each day as you get dressed. Same thing with your computer. Now, I know it serves a slightly different purpose for your computer when it comes to putting it in your office. It's more of a visual reference to who you are as a brand, okay? It's just so helpful. So put it by your computer, also put it in your closet. It's just a reminder of your beauty, and it's also just making it a beautiful space, okay? Because these are all the things that speak beauty to you, all right? So the whole point is to turn that space where you want to spend more time. And now we can start going through your style profiles. So, Ulla, can I get you to unmute yourself? You are first up because you were the first one to send this to me. Isn't this gorgeous, girls. Hey, why don't you all unmute yourselves, because I want everybody to say how gorgeous this is.
I love it. Look at this.
Now it's time for us to gush over all our gorgeous mood boards, all right? So, Ola, can you... Now, obviously, there's going to be mood boards here where girls aren't on the call. So I'm just going to get whoever's on here, if you sent your mood board to me, and we're just going to have a little chat about your beautiful mood board. So, Ola, I'm going to take a drink. Can you just talk us through, like, just your little process for getting this? Tell us everything about it.
Well, these pictures that I had both on my Universal Style profile and also my inspiration board.
Yeah.
And then I found some images that I have already used on my Instagram.
Yes.
And I just started pulling them in Canva, and my 12-year-old walks in. It was open on my computer. He walks in and he's like, "Oh, wow, that feels like you." I'm like, "I'm done."
Nailed it. So, honey,
if my 12-year-old says that, "Oh, that feels like
so
you,"
cool.
then I mean, right.
So, honey, can you just share with the girls, just for some of the girls that either aren't on the call or haven't been on the calls with you who don't know you, can you just share what you do about your business and why this speaks of your beauty and your message?
So I've been a makeup artist in film industry for over 20 years, and I am now launching a coaching program, one-on-one coaching program, helping future makeup artists to become the best they can on film industry specifically.
Yeah. And so tell us about your actual style statement.
Oh, my badass Hollywood glam with hint of weird and fun.
Yeah.
Well, there's these two pictures that I feel like very, very me. The surfer girl on the top, and then the weird child on the bottom, because I like to make faces with my kids, and we just love to have fun. And my dream is to retire to Fiji and just surf.
Oh, how lovely. We'll all join you, honey. So
yes, absolutely.
Because I did say to you girls that you can use lots of fashion images or you can use none. That was completely up to you. So tell me why you made the decision to capture your beauty and your style and your message without using traditional fashion images. Like, what was it that, do you know what I'm asking?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think mostly because my style is a little bit on the weird side.
Yeah.
But it's also that kind of a Hollywood glam from 1950s. I love 1950s dresses and skirts and things like that. And the Pinterest pictures just did not speak to me. Most pictures from the 50s are black and white. I didn't want to have too much black and white here.
Yes.
And then the modern day pinup girl clothes are just they're weird colors. They're not, I don't feel like they're 50s at all.
Yes. And often I find too that even if you find like an outfit that you absolutely love, like the mood of the image still may not represent what you're all about. So this is just a little, add on for you girls, just to have in mind if you want to do this again. So you might find a fabulous outfit, but you have a completely different vibe to, the background that's in the vibe of that image. So that's why I always want to give you girls the freedom that it doesn't necessarily have to be clothes, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to represent a vibe, like an essence. So I feel like this displays that really well, because I feel like this captures you so perfectly. But there's not a piece of clothing on this board, but this will still give you incredible direction, like when you're trying to build your wardrobe. So I am super proud of you, honey.
Oh, thank you.
You've done such
Thanks to you.
Thank you for sharing with us. Now, who have we got next?
Absolutely.
So Casey, I don't think Casey's on the call, is she? No, I think she's not on the call. Isn't this beautiful though, girls? Like Casey was really shocked at first that the blush pink came into her style, because I think originally like she kind of thought she was much more of a cooler like color palette, which this is still a cool color palette, but then like these little blush pinks started popping up for her, which was quite surprising to her. But isn't it beautiful? Like I think at first she was like, oh my gosh, there's pink on my board. Why have I got pink on my board? But I'm actually like, I actually don't even feel like that's pink. I feel like that's just a beautiful, warm, neutral, right? But it just looks so lovely. Like it just adds this whole other element like into this board. It's just beautiful. So her statement is classic, casual, simple, soft and strong, which is so this, isn't it? I just love it. Now, Evie, how fun is this, girls? Now, is Evie, honey, can you unmute yourself?
Yes. Can you hear me?
So, honey, can you just tell everybody, just give them a quick rundown of what you do, what your business is, what you're about, and then just talk us through this stunning board of yours.
Okay, well, I'm a children's book author, and I'm teaching others to write their own children's book. And yes, so I really love this board, and that was such a fun exercise. And you know, when we first started out, all my pictures actually and my clothes, they had more of a blue hint, and then there was some red sneaking in, and then in the end there was no blue left, and I had pink and red. So I'm completely surprised by the red, but I love it.
Oh, it's just gorgeous, honey. So tell me, do you feel like it was your message when you were working through your messaging that's kind of what changed? Like, what do you think it was that changed the color palette from when you first begun to now?
I don't know. I think it was just you telling us to concentrate on what is beautiful to you. And yeah, and this totally speaks to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah. But you know what I love about it too is that it's so fun and energetic, and it so perfectly speaks like what you do, you know, like that's exactly what you're trying to say to, you know, the clients that you're trying to draw to your business, right? Like that you're fun and you're energetic and you're sweet. You know, like it's just gorgeous. Is there anything else that you want to share about it? Where did classy Jennifer Lopez meets fun and racy Gwen Stefani come from? Because that is just so gorgeous.
Yes, I just, you know, these pants that you see there, I mean, I usually just wear black jeans, like slim jeans. Yeah. And so I was really surprised to see myself being drawn to these more looser pants. I don't even know what you call them, you know, because I never wear them. So this is where Jennifer Lopez comes from, because she wears clothes like that. And then I've always been in love with Gwen Stefani's funky style, but it was always a bit over the top for me. So, you know, merging these two, I thought it was just perfect for me.
I love that. And I think you're the only one that actually used celebrities in your style statement, which I love. Like, and it's such a nice idea to, you know, because celebrities do, like, they've all of them have been branded, like, with their style, all of them. So it's a great way to be able to express like the kind of look that you're going for. And I love that you combine the two, Evie, because you're not saying I want to dress like Gwen Stefani, and you're not saying I want to dress like Jennifer Lopez. You're actually saying that this is like capturing, you know, these two are capturing the essence of what I'm trying to say. And then I'm trying to throw in the classy and the fun and the racy in there at the same time, which makes it just so unique, you know, like so often people say, oh, but, you know, am I just copying this person or that person? I'm like you actually can't copy if you are like genuinely like digging into what is beautiful to you. There's always going to be like this little mishmash, and it always ends up being just so unique, you know, to expressing to who you are. So I just love it, honey. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much. I love it too.
Alrighty, who is next? Now Maria comes on a Thursday night, comes to the Thursday night call. But this is New York street sophistication with a mixture of trendy, tomboy, and a bit of boho. Tell me what you girls think of this. What do
Yeah,
you
I love
think,
that
girls?
I love that description.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just love it. Now, Marie's a psychologist. She is, I think, starting up a practice. And so this is just, I just think it's so gorgeous. Like, she loves all these burnt, like autumny kind of colors. She's still got that kind of trendy edge, but it's still just so her, you know, like it's just beautiful. I love it. And then we have Barb. Barb's on the call.
Yay.
Tell us, honey, where you're at with your business and what you're wanting to do, and then tell us about the process of you coming to this.
Okay, well, the business that I want to develop is a coaching business, and I want to help faith-filled chronic pain and fatigue sufferers create a life of joy, love, and fulfillment.
Oh, honey.
Yeah. So, and the core message is real, bold love.
Yeah.
So the process that I went through was, to find what I found beautiful and the message.
Yeah.
And then I took all these photos from my boards. And so for the floral earthiness, that's the real part. So that's the flower there. Taming conformity is like because we're all really like beautiful flowers, but like it's like coming out of difficult times and growing.
Just to give you other girls a bit of background on Barb, she has suffered horrific pain, haven't you, honey? Like, your journey has just been pretty horrible, but you're just starting to come out of that and going into a new season. So this has been a part of that, right?
Yes, and the joy part is utilizing the freedom of improvisation. Like, no matter what happens to you on your journey, you can still improvise and be a dancer, even if you can't actually physically dance. You can do that through your emotions and your imagination and create beautiful things still, regardless of what life deals with you. So that was my process, and I feel like that represents it well.
It just really does, but it also speaks like to you, you know, like with the water and the beach and just that freedom and freshness. Like, it's also you too, from what, you know, I've been able to get to know of you over the last couple of months. So yeah, I just love this, honey. Just so beautiful. I'm so thrilled for you.
I love it.
Yeah. Alrighty. So who is next? So we've got Heather. Now, Heather is usually on my Thursday night too. So again, like, isn't this just gorgeous? Isn't it amazing how different everybody's mood boards are? Like, it's just crazy, but you look at them and they're just all so stunning. So Heather played around a little bit. So we were sort of back and forth in email this week, and she had a few moments where she's like, oh, it's still not quite there. I'm not happy with it yet, you know. So then we threw in like a couple of neutrals, and then towards the end, she's like, I still feel like there's something missing. And then she threw in like that little image down the bottom with the girl with the leather jacket on. And I think once she did that, then it all kind of came together, because she just felt like that toughness was missing from the mood board. So she is rich, grounded and warm with an infusion of boho femininity and a bit of grit. So I think that jacket has, you know, thrown that grit in there and that toughness. Amongst everything else, it just feels so earthy and grounded and rich and feminine and beautiful. So again, she worked really hard on this board this week, and I just think it's gorgeous. Now, Leah's not here, is she? I think she's usually Thursday night too. Okay, so again, just gorgeous. So sophisticated yet approachable, overflowing from a feminine heart. How lovely is that? So her flowers, she's got all this gorgeous architecture and, you know, details, like antique and vintage details, and all the swirls and the statues and the flowers. Like, it's all, again, not one fashion image on there, but it's creating a mood and an essence and a vibe for what she's all about. Those gorgeous, rich, like reddy pinks and then greens and then those stony colors. They just work so beautifully together. And then Gladys, I know you're here. Where are you, my beautiful?
I'm here.
Now, can you share with the girls again what you do, who you are, what you're about?
Yeah, so I am a clinical psychologist and an education executive that is helping entrepreneurs create their six-figure story that will really help them stand out as leaders in their industry. So for me, you know, I think one thing that really was kind of like came together, because I've said this before to Clarissa, like I feel like my style was all over the place. I have a really strong sense of what I love. Yeah. I love fashion. So for me, it was more about how do I bring these extremes into a cohesive message? And Clarissa is, I mean, we all know this, but seriously, like she is a magician when it comes to being able to read a person and see their potential and then deliver. And so the minute that she pointed out that the wallpaper that I love could be the basis of my entire style, it just, everything started to click. And then I realized on yesterday's call with Liat, coastal for me, I think in America is very blue and white.
Yes.
But in other countries, coastal actually has these colors in it, right? And then I remember, because I'm Latina, so, you know, coastal in Mexico is very much got the pinks and the greens and the fuchsias. And it just made me really happy to see that everything, including just like my own heritage, could start to come together in a really powerful way.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm so grateful to you, Clarissa, and I'm so happy with how this all turned out.
Oh, it's so stunning. And Gladys and I were even back and forth in email yesterday because it was nearly there, but it just wasn't quite there. I'm just like, I still feel like there's one element missing. And then this morning I wake up and I get this email, and then there's this like striking image of this owl with these piercing eyes, and I nearly cried. I'm like, oh my gosh, can you imagine? Like, I should have done the before and after of this storyboard, but it can just be one image that brings the whole thing together, you know? And
totally.
For us, like, I just feel that one image with that piercing owl. Just tell them why you chose that, honey.
Yeah, well, this, I think to be reminded that this is representing what we love and how we want to be seen. The owl to me represents the mysticism and depth that I bring in my work. I did the brand archetype, and I'm a magician. Yeah. So a lot of what I do that actually separates me from other people that are doing similar stuff is that I have a deep sense of spirituality and also a really strong expertise in psychology. So I don't want to freak people out, but I am piercing into you, and I see clearly the hidden stuff that actually might be getting in your way, so that we can quickly uncover it and then get you incredible results fast.
Yeah, and that's incredible.
Thank you.
That's the gift of who you are and what you offer with your business. So I love this board. It's just so
I do too.
Yay! All right. Yay. So who have we got next? Sunshine. Oh my gosh, girls. Sunshine is one of my Thursday night girls, and she is honestly just sunshine. Like, could this be more perfect? Like, it couldn't be any more perfect than this. She is just beautiful. She was playing around with her pinks and yellows, and then her neutrals, like gray, kept coming up a lot, and it took her a while to get to this. She gave me a few options, and so we kind of played around with that. But I just think she's captured who she is so beautifully. Yeah, I just love Sunshine. This is beautiful. And that was it. That is it, girls. Oh my goodness. So we have finished Brand Yourself Beautiful. Now, I just wanted to touch base with you. I'm going to be launching the program again in September. I've decided, I have loved this process so much. I have loved doing it live because we get to do this. Like, you know, like we get to chat and touch base, and I just have loved this so much. So I have decided that I'm going to do another live round. But this time I'm going to create a Facebook group to give the content, just to be a constant encouragement to you girls throughout the week, that I can be giving feedback in the Facebook group so that all of you can be benefiting from that. And I'll be doing a super fun little style challenge leading up to the program. So once I've set that up, I'll be inviting all of you to be a part of that group. And then if you want to, you can actually go through the program again, but apply it differently. So I know that I've spoken to you girls about, you know, the fact that this program has been written for on stage, okay? But you could go through this program again, and obviously you wouldn't need to do it, you know, as deeply as what you've done this time, because you will know the process. But you know, you could apply this again to your offstage wardrobe. You could apply it again to your backstage wardrobe, or you could apply it to creating your office space. You know, like I think for me, after doing that call with Liat yesterday, just made it so crystal clear to me that this process doesn't just apply to clothes, that you can take this and redo this whole thing again, but apply it to your office, or apply it, you know, to renovating your home. Because like, once you've discovered your style, like once you've discovered that universal style, you can repeat this over and over again. So for example, like I was just thinking, I was going to sleep last night, that if you wanted to take this program and use it, you know, to let's say renovate your house, or buy new homewares for your lounge room, or whatever it is, all you need to do is you'll go through that whole, you know, what do I find beautiful process, which you've kind of already done. But then where you would start is what is it that I'm trying to say, and who is my audience? So for example, like when you're thinking about your home, who is your audience? So for me, when I think about that, I think it's my kids are my audience, and my husband is my audience, and my closest friends, and my family. You know, so how can I design this space not only in a way that is just breathtakingly beautiful to me, but also in a way that makes my audience, which are my friends and family, you know, really feel connected and feel comfortable and loved and cared for and nurtured in this space in a way that serves them. You know, now obviously that's going to be really different if I went through that same process with my office. Okay, so my office isn't for my kids. My office is, you know, for you girls, and for people, you know, that I'm having calls with, or whoever it is. So yeah, so basically you're starting like with that same mind map that you've done. You don't need to redo that. You've done it. I mean, you could definitely dig deeper if you wanted to and keep developing that, but then you just need to apply your audience. And then all the boards are the same, right? So you've got your universal style, which you've already done. You've got your color palette, which will most likely change, like depending on your audience. And then we did the third board, which was fashion inspiration, but you would just change that to office inspiration or lounge room inspiration. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's basically the same process, girls, and you can keep repeating it for whatever it is that you're, you know, trying to refine. Can you girls just, do you know what? I'm going to get off this screen so I can actually see you. All right. Did any of that make sense to you girls? Like, all right, everybody, microphones on. Did that make sense? Do you feel like that's
absolutely, totally?
Yeah.
Yes, totally.
So even things like your Instagram feed, right, or your website, or whatever, like anything creative. Okay, and you guys are all creative girls. So I'm really excited to see how you can use this program and then manipulate it, you know, to whatever fits in for you at the time. So I guess that's what I'm saying, is that I'm redoing the program again, and you are very, very welcome. Like, this is lifetime access. So you can go through the program with us again, or you can go through it in your own time if you need it. Like, you know, like I said, you girls have the system now. Alrighty. Now, the other thing I was just going to let you know is that if any of you would like to continue working with me, usually my hourly rate is $2.47 an hour, but I'm going to put that down to $1.97 for you. So if you want to work on, doing any of these things that we've just talked about now, I can help you with that. We can do photo shoots, videos, like whatever it is that you girls need support and help with. I'm totally here. And if you want to do, dressing your shape, now is the time where I'm happy to do that with you girls because you've refined your style. So if that's another tool that you would like, Ula's laughing. Ula's laughing at me. If that's another tool that you would like, I can work through that process with you too. So we can either do like a little power hour, or we can look at working together, for a monthly, like for a month, or whatever it is that you need. You girls just reach out to me and let me know how I can support you, okay? So can we just do a quick, go around the room again? Tina, I haven't heard much from you today. Tell me where you're at, honey, and how you are.
Well, I'm a little bit behind with the
That's
work.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to creating the mood board. It's really nice to see everybody and get inspired by that. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm gonna, it'll be great because I'm launching an online program soon, and that all the branding and all the things that we've done so far, and will help with the video that I'm going to be able to.
Fantastic.
And
it comes into everything. It comes into the backdrop of your videos. It comes into the graphics of your branding. I was chatting to Gladys sometime this week about how does she now take her color palette and her mood board and her style statement and then apply that to her website. So these are all the sorts of things that you can do now. And, I can totally do that with you girls, but you girls do have the tools now to be able to do that. So that's really cool, honey.
And thank you so much for Lisa Marie as well. She did my Instagram.
Wasn't her feedback amazing?
Yeah, really, really amazing feedback.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, honey. What about you, Ula?
I am very excited to clean out my closet because there's so many pieces in there that I haven't worn probably 2 years.
Yeah.
And they have even moved houses because I moved last year. So I'm excited to finally get them out of there.
Yeah.
And I'm also very, very excited to go shopping, which is very rare that I ever say that because I hate shopping. So
I
know. I'm excited to go shopping.
That is
great. So thankful that I got to do this with you.
Yeah, me too. I've just had such a ball and I can't wait to do it again. And girls too, you girls are welcome to jump in on calls once I redo this, okay? And we'll stay connected, but I just want you to know that the next time I do this, you're a part of this forever. You might get sick of us, but but you are always welcome, okay? What about you, Barb? I'm so excited by all your inspiration.
I have just loved this, and I'm so excited you're doing a Facebook group because that was my exact thought for you this morning.
Was it? Yeah.
Because it's just been an amazing community, and it's great to do it with other women.
It really is.
Isolated. So I'm very excited to redesign my wardrobe and just the whole just keep doing it like you said. Lifestyle. So
Oh, well, make sure you keep me posted on how you go, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And what about you, Miss Evie Jones?
Oh, I'm really excited about the closet too because we are living out of our suitcases right now.
Yeah.
So once we do have a home, I'm really excited to get it done properly, from the get-go and make it look beautiful.
Yes.
So
it's perfect timing, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, perfect. So yeah, this program was just amazing. So I cannot wait to be in that Facebook group also. So,
yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to the Facebook group. I feel like I've benefited from all your girls' like process, but I would love for you girls next time, like it was too much this time just because it was the first time I've done the program, but for the next time, like I love the idea of you girls being able to feed off each other's, you know, like journey and creativity and be able to encourage each other and give each other feedback. Like I'm really excited to do that, so I cannot wait. It's gonna be really fun. And what about you, Miss Gladys Otto?
I loved it, Clarissa. I'm so grateful to you, because the one thing that, you know, creativity, I think it's something that I shove to the side and unless I have time for it. And just the little details, like making sure that we printed things out and that we were writing and that we were using colored pens, like all of that, just it sparked that reminder that we, you know, creativity isn't about our computer always. It really is about these other ways that we express ourselves. And I just feel like now walking forward, like I have inspiration, you know, like I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live, you know, after this, and I'm wearing green, right? Like I look at my closet, I'm like, oh my God, it's the only green piece I have in my entire closet. So it's, I just feel like I have more room to express myself in a way that feels really cohesive and that I'm just delighted to play around with. So thank you, Clarissa, for that.
Oh, well, thank you girls so much. And please keep me posted and ask me questions still if you need help. But otherwise, I will still see you on the online, wherever we are. Okay. And we'll see you very soon. Thank you again. Thank you for all being so amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Clarissa, you're amazing.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. You're amazing.
Bye. Bye.